Going live, going live. Johnny 5 is alive. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone is in wonderful spirits. Let me take this off. Welcome back, everyone, to Tully Television. Right here on YouTube, the most underrated channel going today. We are trying to, yes, I'm on. Thankfully, I'm on. It worked. Eternally grateful cease. Yeah, YouTube was giving me a problem. I almost wasn't going to be able to do the stream tonight, but I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad you're here. Um, Thank you so much for those of you who have been stopping by, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting all on that bell notification. If you have yet to subscribe, no pressure. Just hit that red subscribe button down below. If this isn't for you, this channel, that's fine. No pressures. I'm just trying to bring a ray of sunshine into your life every day with the love I have of comic books and pop culture and everything that's surrounding that. Um, like I said, thank you so much for everyone who's been coming by. Um, a lot of things happening this week in movies and TV. As far as Marvel's concerned, we got the Black Widow movie out finally that I seen with the missus and with our son. Seen the season finale of Loki with our buddy Jordan who comes by. We did a review of Black Widow that night too. That we gave to my buddy Tim, our editor, Smokey Bishop. So that should be coming out soon when he has again the chance to get that together. He's a busy man, busy man. But if you have any editing needs, hit him up. I left his Facebook information in the description box below. I left the Mrs. Facebook information down below so you can be connected to her Facebook, and that will lead you to her YouTube channel, Eternally Grateful Seas. There she does Dollar Tree hauls, DIYs, arts and crafts and stuff. Um, things like that. If you're into things like that, or the missus is into things like that, whoever in your home is into those things, go check out her channel too. But today I want to talk about a little bit about the Black Widow movie, but I'm not going to get too much into that because I um, I want to do the video for you guys too. In the video, though, we were attempting to do a new segment for Jordan called Everybody's a Critic," and we're gonna try to get that as a segment onto television on it, when I can get him to do that. I'm still trying to get our buddy Smokey Bishop to do his smoke screen. So television is certainly picking up. Uh, there's no limit to what we can do with this channel. It's only up, up, and away. We can only go straight to the moon, baby! Together. Everything that you do on this channel gets put into that YouTube algorithm. It gets us into the recommended list. Come on, baby, let's go. This is the most underrated channel of all time. um, I'm also going to go over a comic book I got in the mail. And when Jordan was here, he gave me some comic books that he had doubles of too. So we're going to check those out here on the stream. Yeah, so let's get into it. First, I want to get into a little bit of my thoughts on Black Widow. Like I said, I seen that with the missus and our son Noah. Um, 7 out of 10, definitely a solid 7 out of 10. Great action, Um, Compelling enough story to keep you occupied most of the movie. There were a couple of lulls throughout the movie, um, but by the time you started noticing them, the story started picking back up again. So that wasn't so bad. David Harbour and Florence Pugh were the gems of the they were the stars of the movie for sure, even though it was a Scarlett Johansson movie. And she was trying to stand on her own with this movie. Those two definitely were the more entertaining part for me in that movie. Uh, the I'm going to call it the Taskmaster debacle. Um, I'm not a big fan of how they revealed who that was. Um, I guess spoilers. It wound up being a woman and someone who Nat had thought died years ago as a child. She was trying to kill the main villain of this movie, and to do that, and to get out of the Red Room and to get in good with Shield, she agreed to trail the daughter of the target and then blow them up when the daughter got home. Somehow the daughter survived and the father didn't get injured, really. I don't know how that happened, but that child later became Taskmaster. Um, it, it, I'm going to leave some of the theories on the movie for the video to come out, so I won't get too much. But that was my biggest disappointment how they handled the Taskmaster thing. And it doesn't mean that it should have been a man, but don't hire a man to do something and then have a woman be revealed as a character later on when there's an obvious discrepancy in size and stuff like that. It's not that woman can't be a threat and a menace to somebody. It's that when you clearly have a man in the costume who's like 6 foot whatever and doing all these things, and the person who's supposed to be the taskmaster is like nowhere near that size. It's a little off putting. Um, find a big woman. Find a big woman. You know what I mean? Not like meaning weight wise, but there's plenty of Amazonian statuesque women out there that you could have chose to do Taskmaster if you wanted to do that gender bender thing for that movie. That was my biggest thing. Don't have Taskmaster kick everyone's ass and then um, have it be when he's unmasked. I didn't feel it. That was one of my biggest gripes. And my second biggest gripe was not enough Hawkeye in the movie. And the end credit scene. This movie should have came out a year or two ago. Uh, the the end credit scene is Val, who we met in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, approaching Yelena to do a mission and to kill Hawkeye, being he was the one that let Natasha die at the end of Endgame, which we know as the audience, he didn't let her die. He was trying to fight her the whole time, and she died. She basically self-deleted. Um, Whatever. There's a theory that Jordan and I went over that I'm going to save for the video that comes out, but to be honest with you, uh, I don't know why Yelena would even believe that, but we know that Hawkeye's getting set up for a Disney Plus show to come out in the next couple of years. I think they're filming some of that now, so we'll see. It's obvious that Yelena is going to be involved um, with this Hawkeye show because why else set that up? Um, But yeah, it's worth definitely a watch. Go check it out. Perfect summer popcorn flick if you don't put too much of your mind into it. Um, um, let's see, Loki's series finale that I've seen with Jordan. Uh, the first, the first Disney Plus show to actually reveal the villain that everyone thought the villain was going to be. WandaVision, everyone thought it was going to wind up being Mephisto. And um, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I guess everyone was thinking Flag Smasher was going to be a different person. I don't know, or who that the Power Broker was going to be a different person. But it wasn't. It was Sharon all along. Sharon all along. And then in this show, everyone was thinking Kang or Immortus, which is they're both the same person, just different points in time. But it was the Immortus, I think, the Immortus version of Kang, and a lot of the last three episodes had action in it. This last episode went right back to the first two episodes of exposition, 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 which is uh, kind of got a little tedious near the end, but it was to set up again a future big bad and to help people who are not uh, versed in these stories to catch up and understand why this is a big deal that's happening. So I get that, but oh my god, there was a ton of talk in the last episode, and then I'm not going to say what the big reveal is here at the end, but our Loki, hey, what's up, Fernando, baby? um, at the end of Loki, we do not get to see Mobius on a jet ski. So disappointing. Um, but we do see our Loki and Sylvie have a falling out, and she sends her back to the TVA to kill Kang or Immortus, and she does, and that seems to officially cause the multiverse now. Um, we'll see. We see the time thing branching out to other time. They're just branching off into alternate realities, and so that's where the episode led. Loki's back at the TVA. Sylvie's at the end of time still, causing the multiverse, I guess, officially. Um, but we'll get into more in depth with that episode in the episode that I'm going to film with Jordan this weekend coming up. Um, I have another buddy of mine coming by uh, to watch a wrestling pay per view, and then Jordan's going to come by to do the Loki series finale or season finale episode. But being I got my buddy here, Fernando. Fernando, are you watching Money in the Bank this weekend? I'm definitely going to be watching it. This is going to be the first wrestling pay per view I watched since shoot, man, was it since WrestleMania? Yeah, because I didn't want to watch. I didn't want to watch Hell in the Cell. I forgot what came before Hell in the Cell. But Money in the Bank is one of my favorite wrestling pay per views by WWE. And for those, yes, I'm aware that it is a scripted show and it is scripted violence. I am aware of that. I am in my 40s and not a 5-year-old. I understand it is a male soap opera, also geared towards kids these days, a little bit. It's my love. WrestleMania. Yeah, it had to be WrestleMania. WrestleMania was the last pay-per-view I watched because there's too many rematches and Backlash and Hell in the Cell. I was like, I know what's going to happen. At least Money in the Bank, there's now a chance of something new happening. But the concept of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, for those of you who haven't really watched wrestling or unaware of the concept, it's a briefcase, and there's like 6 to 8 guys that face each other in a ladder match, and one of them finally gets to the ladder to get the briefcase, and for one whole year, they get a chance to cash in on any title that they want. Usually it's for the heavyweight championship of the world because that's who wants the secondary title. If you're trying to be the best in the world, you want to be the best in the world. But we'll see one day if they ever have someone cash in on a tag team title or another title. But it's been primarily used to try to cash in on the heavyweight championships. And most of these people have won. There has been a few losers, only because mostly it's done on surprise because it can be done anywhere, anytime, the contract. So if I wanted to wrestle you as you're sleeping in your hotel room, technically, according to the contract, I can sneak in with the ref and pin you when you're sleeping and win the title that way, but that would be super lame. But yeah, basically, I'm going to be doing that pay-per-view this weekend. I'm really interested in seeing how that goes because they usually give a smaller known guy, the chance to, get it to and see how how he's being received by the audience, or she, because they do it for the woman as well now. They do the same concept for the woman. Yes, the hardcore title. The hardcore title, very much like the 24/7 title, that they don't really show anymore on television, from my understanding. I haven't watched wrestling for a couple months now. I just keep up with it through YouTube. The Hardcore Championship is much like that. You can be in an airport. You can be in a deli ordering a sandwich. You can be at McDonald's. You can be at your grandmother's house eating cookies and drinking milk. And here comes Hardcore Holly, and he clotheslines you and he pins you for the 1, 2, 3. Or your grandmother pins you and wins the Hardcore Championship. They've had some parking lot. I think they've done that a few times. I love WWE, and I know it's goofy, and I know it's gotten not what it used to be back in the day, but WWE was the bees and knees back in the day. Austin beating up McMahon in a hospital bed. Mankind with Sacco, and him and The Rock would be funny. Yes, the hardcore evening gown match. Man, I feel so bad for these girls back in the day having to do these evening gown dresses. Trish Stratus being on her hands and knees, barking like a dog, and basically a thong and like a fancy bra, whatever. Like there was a lot of, a lot of happy teenage boys, I guess, when you're seeing Sable with painted handprints on her bosoms and stuff like that. But like at the end of the day, man, come on. Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe, the Stooges, they were funny as hell. Pat Patterson is a legend. Rest in peace, Pat Patterson. And a lot of people, that's why, like, sometimes people forget that, people can be accepted into things because Pat Patterson was a homosexual, and he kept that under wraps mainly from those closest to him. I'm sure had some sort of idea when they would go to his house, and his friend was always there. His friend, oh yeah, this is my friend. I'm sure like Vince McMahon and them, like knew, but it would just go to show you can be a homosexual in a sport and not really have it be like make you feel like trash. Now I know that there's people out there that go through horrible things because of being gay. Uh, Hopefully, this world will get better with that. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Man, he Mr. Wonderful was a wrestler from back in our times growing up, and uh, he had like bad nerve issues. I think that stopped him from getting really popular and big in wrestling, even more so than what he was. Because I think at some point he was gonna like start beating Hulk Hogan for titles and stuff like that. That man was chiseled like out of marble. It's ridiculous how uh, sculpted his body was. He was really a great wrestler too. Uh, really an excellent person from what I hear. Um, let's see. I want to see what he officially died of here. Mr. Wonderful. That's crazy though. Yeah, he was in WWE, WCW, and still kept himself in good shape. Um, it's a shame though sometimes that these things happen to people. It's dementia, things connected to dementia. Um, and it was probably due to a lot of the hits on the heads and stuff like that that helped get the dementia going at some point in his life. Um, yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame when you use your body for these things. It becomes like I use my body a lot for work, and I certainly feel it in my knees and my back and stuff like that. Um, and I wasn't like a professional athlete, so I can only imagine, the consistent pain some of these athletes go through. Um, but yeah, rest in peace, Mr. Wonderful. I think this is the second week in a row, Fernando, that we had a wrestler die. Wasn't last week the Patriot, and then or was that 2 weeks ago? But pretty close together. Um, yeah, man, rest in peace, Mister Wonderful. Um, I'm gonna get into some of these comic books that I came across that Jordan gave me, and one I ordered in the mail 2 weeks ago. It was this first one that I got. This first comic book I got through the mail, and Typhoid Mary. Now this was from some years back. It's a 4-issue. That glare. So 4-issue limited series. I was always a fan of Typhoid Mary. She was a daredevil villain. They were. She has like a personality disorder, and I always liked her her backstory, her character, and I hope that this is some of the art that's in it. And then Anne Nocenti is the writer, John Van Fleet is the artist. And then on the back, it says squat, let's see, squat, cringe, kneel, grovel, beg, die, now thank me, typhoid. So, very interesting. I'm curious to see where this goes. Um, they did a version of Typhoid Mary in the Daredevil Netflix show, which, if you haven't watched, is a very excellent show where Charlie Cox as Daredevil. And yeah, you should watch those um, if you have a chance of finding the Netflix shows if they're not on Netflix anymore. Um, Still find them somewhere to watch. Was excellent. Jessica Jones was excellent. I enjoyed Iron Fist. Okay, yes, I am Randy, and I'm the immortal Iron Fist. Now, some of these now these other comics that I'm going to go through. Um, Sorry, I forgot to mute my television. These are the ones that Jordan gave me. Now, this first one is from the Heroes Reborn story that's been going on lately. Not the Heroes Reborn story from like 20 years ago. I guess they're doing um, a different Heroes Reborn story where Mephisto is altering reality. And in this in this series, or in this issue called American Knights, it deals with Nighthawk and Luke Cage. Here's the cover. American Knights, #1. And I want to see who this is in here, because I don't want to misquote who that is. I have an idea who it might be. But interesting that Luke Cage has stayed with how Luke Cage is a cop in this one, because of him always having that role of being a protector um, of the small town. Yeah, Matt Murdock. That's supposed to be Daredevil. But yeah, this definitely looks good. I like street level stuff, and these three characters look like they're about to bring it. So Nighthawk, and then Luke Cage, and then this world's version of Daredevil. American Knights #1. We have this here, Siege Society #1, with a bunch of characters on the front. Baron Zemo. It looks like, again, Nighthawk. There looks like Sabretooth, um, Hawkeye, Black Widow. I'm just kind of curious if this is this world's version of um, Squadron Supreme. But yeah, we got Nighthawk, we got Hawkeye, we got um, some version of Ant-Man. We got, yeah, yeah, yeah. What in the, some form? Definitely a lot of changes to where I'm not sure who's doing what or whatever, you know. But this definitely looks like another interesting story. This has got to be this version of of Thunderbolts somehow. It seems like Nighthawk is like a main hero in this world, and yeah, check that out. I always liked like alternate reality stories sometimes because it really brings out the things that can be done and stuff. Yeah, Jordan gave me a lot here. I'm very grateful for him. Magneto and the Mutant Force, and this came out around the time um, Falcon and the Winter Soldier came out. And so basically, I want to see if this is when Muir Island. I want to see if this might be before they did the island of Krakoa. Yeah, yeah. This is next issue. This is part of the Heroes Reborn story too. So that's what's going on with this. So that's why um, we're not finding some of these characters on Krakoa at the moment. So that looks interesting. Magneto and the Mutant Force. Let's see here. We got X-Men number 17 with Storm on the front cover. And if you've been a fan of this channel before, you've heard me mention how much I love Storm and how I think Storm should be at the level that Captain Marvel is at. Look how majestic and beautiful she looks. And yes, everyone is beautiful. Okay. Okay. Okay, everyone is beautiful. Okay. Um, I'm trying to see if this is part of number 7. Don't really do that. Don't really do that. Volume anymore. A volume, whatever. So I guess this concentrates on. I guess they're in Shi'ar space, and the X-Men team up there: Cyclops, Jean Grey, Storm, Sunspot, Cannonball, and Smasher. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really say what volume of X-Men this is, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I think this is when they are on Krakoa. Um, yeah, but yeah, some really interesting reads here. I'm gonna check that out too. Tell me who your favorite X-Men is down below. Um, my favorite X-Men of all time. It's hard to say. You can always go with the standard Wolverine, Rogue, Storm. If I had mine, I would have my picks for my set. Like my ultimate X Men team, if we were to do 7 people, would be Wolverine, Gambit, Rogue, Storm, Nightcrawler. I would throw Sunspot in there because I like Sunspot a lot, and then I would definitely throw uh, Emma Frost in there too because you'd want to keep a telepath around. I would kind of keep that team for a while and work on that. Um, let's see, Symbiote Spider-Man #1, and it's basically a plain black cover, but in the corner it says King in Black. And this story, Jordan told me, was when Peter Parker had the black costume on during when he got it during the Secret Wars event from years ago. That Null, the symbiote god, was trying to converse with him through the suit even back then. Um, so they kind of like retroactively try to retcon that. Um, Next, we have Punchline #1. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Punchline, she is a new character that was introduced, I believe, back last year, and she's basically set up to be the new Harley Quinn, being Harley turned good, but she chose to seek out the Joker. Um, and she manipulates situations to be a part of the Joker's life, which I makes her a little bit more dangerous in my view because she's looking for that lifestyle. She's waking up today and choosing violence, and so yeah, that is a big difference between her and Harley, and I like that. I definitely like that scenario. The last two comics I'm going to do, well, I'm going to show you because it's the last two comics out of the stack that Jordan gave me last night. This was from the Future State story from a few months ago in DC. Some of you might have remembered me talking about the Future State story with Shazam and Robin Eternal stories that I got part of this Future State storyline. And Chrissy has the Wonder Woman Future State. She has one issue of the Wonder Woman Future State and one issue of Wonder Woman and Superman Future State. So we do have a few of these issues of the Future State story that was going on. And basically, those are what if stories that DC was putting out after the death metal story when Wonder Woman died and ascended into godhood. And these stories were stories that could happen or could not happen because of the multiverse being in flux. But this is Justice League Future State #1, and I like the cover to that. And yeah, and then we're also gonna show you Future State #2 of Justice League. It looks like an awesome team, and I'm curious to see how that reads. And yeah, those were the comic books I got this last few days, and so a lot of reading material still left. I am down to the last two issues of Uncanny Avengers. That story is progressing good, where it's Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver trying to figure out who their parents are when they discovered at the time that Magneto was not their father. So they were trying to figure out who their father was, and the High Evolutionary knew. And what he did was he gave them their powers, and they didn't turn out the way that he expected. So he gave them back to family members to raise them. But that's how they got their powers, through the High Evolutionary. Oh, hello, Mrs. Tully Television. Hi. Want to pop your head in real quick and say hello?
Actually, I can't. I do something.
Okay. Yeah. It never stops in the Tully Television home. Chores, chores, chores all day long, baby. And working on YouTube. Yeah, but that's been what's going on this week. Black Widow, Loki, some comic books. the missus and the son and I are gonna watch Space Jam tomorrow on HBO Max. Um, which I was telling the missus today how funny the Space Jam thing is because they were so worried about Pepe Le Pew being in the movie, right? And hold on, I just want to make sure I get the name of this group. So they wanted to get rid of Pepe Le Pew because they thought like he was a grapist. A grapist. I said grapist. Or he was like uh, some sort of offender towards women, and they wanted to limit his time or take him out of the movie. But in the movie, there's these characters that dress up like the Drogs from Clockwork Orange, and anyone who's familiar with that movie Clockwork Orange, and that style of dress, um, those guys committed heinous crimes in the movie, and one of them was a home invasion that involved raping a wife in front of her husband. And but Pepe Le Pew is the problem. Pepe Le Pew is the problem. Not the characters that they have in the movie that represent a group of people who actually committed the crime. An animated character who never committed a crime was the problem. I just want to let you understand where the state of the world is at. That it's the animated world, the animated characters that are causing us to get crazy, but not the people, real life people, characters in movies who are doing these things. Those people can be represented. I don't know. I don't know. If you wanted to make a stand on Space Jam, you wanted to make a stand and get rid of Pepe Le Pew. Don't have people dressed up like Drogs from Clockwork Orange who committed heinous crimes in that movie. You know what I mean? Like I don't get it sometimes. I don't get it. I that's how I know I'm getting old in this world. I don't get a lot of this stuff. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Those are what's going to be on the agenda this week. At least Space Jam. Uh, Jordan and I are going to be doing a video, uh, filming a video Sunday. Going to be watching some wrestling Sunday too, and just always be aware of future uploads. The only way you're going to be aware of future uploads is by hitting that bell notification, hitting subscribe on that red subscribe bar. Guys, let's comment, let's share, let's like, let's do all these great things. If it's not for you guys, this channel is going to not grow the way we want it to grow. Just share. You have to share. Tell a buddy of yours about this channel that is into pop culture. Um, who do I think is going to win Money in the Bank? Remind me again who's in the Money in the Bank, Fernando. Remind me, because I think, I don't remember everyone who's in. Tell me everyone who's in the men's one, and then tell me everyone who's in the ladies one, and I'll make a prediction. I'll make a prediction for you. And then I want you to tell me who you think is going to win Money in the Bank, Fernando. After you tell me who's in it, I want you to tell me who you think is going to win. That punchline one looks really nice. I really like this one. I love this. Where'd you go, Fernando? Oh, Malachi Black in AEW too. Did you see that, Fernando? Malachi Black in there. Drew, Seth Rollins, Big E. I would like to see Big E win that, to be honest with you. I'm kind of tired of seeing Drew McIntyre getting title shots at the moment. At the moment. Riddle, I would like to see Matt Riddle win that too, actually. I might change it to Matt Riddle. Bro. Bro KO. Yeah, everyone's going to AEW. I don't know why Selena Vega came back to WWE for like 5 minutes after she did all that trash talking, but whatever. But as far as the women's one is concerned, Sonya Deville might sneak her way into that and win that. I'm just saying. So, um, the women's one, I can't call it. They need more women on Friday nights. I know that for sure. Uh, shoot. Yeah, I want Sonya Deville to sneak her way into that match and win it. For the women's Money in the Bank. But yeah, I want to thank everyone for stopping by, man. Sasha Banks might win too. You're right. You're right about that. She just may get back into the gist of it, especially with Bailey being out now for like a year with that ACL tear. That's shitty luck for Bailey, man. She's an excellent talent. I love her character. Ding dong. Hello. Oh my, yeah, 9 months. It's a shame. Bailey's been the real MVP, and that ass is fat, son. Let me stop being a jerk. Um, but thank you everybody for stopping by. Uh, let's continue growing this channel to the next level. We are on the road to 75 subscribers still, and that giveaway. Let's not forget about that. Come on, baby. And only together can we go straight to the moon, baby. Let's go straight to the moon. You and me together, baby. Let's go. And until next time, peace, Snuckums.